This is Andrew and Kimberly, and we're doing our assignment 3 on support professional development and growth.
We work for the Dunklin R5 School District. Our school mission statement is educating today for a better tomorrow. The results of our school technology equity survey assessment, we have pretty much always have equity with technology, equal access. Some teachers, admin, parents, community members ranked sometimes, and then we did have 24% at never, and we kind of feel that's with cell phones not being able to use those in the district, so we feel like that's where that came from.
Yeah, same with me. I'm in the middle school, and Kimberly's in the elementary. So classroom technology equity survey assessment. This is where we went with, we were interviewing the teachers. The never, the 1%, both in the middle school and in our elementary school, cell phones are not allowed in class. So that's where we get that 1% never in the survey.
And we do feel like the students in the classroom have equal access to technology, and you can see that 62% did rank that as always having equal access to technology.
And I'd say the 37% just comes from the fact that
we are not one-to-one technology, so we do have to share. Yeah.
Both of us are run out of carts. So technology usage assessment. We both sort of came up with, I think, the same result. Our results were really close to each other. And I think the big thing here with this one that we both agreed with was the at home several times a day is the cell phone usage.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. Because that's what everybody's using. And the at home once a day was the laptop, the tablet, those other devices that kids a lot of times are, teachers and kids don't have. So,
right.
Sorry, this one's with the teachers. You have anything you want to add to that?
Nope, I agree.
Okay, go ahead.
The conceptual knowledge, we just we felt like the majority of the teachers fell within that middle range. This is just standard teaching practices, and there's a few situations here or there where it might be never or always, but for the most part, we're right there in the middle with that knowledge of technology.
Yeah, I think we both sort of thought this survey was like, it would be sort of odd if 1 or 4 was on there, just because it was just, the middle was all have to do with sort of best practices in the classroom.
Yep. And human relationship skills assessment was ranked highest and often and always, and we just see that with classroom teachers as we just collaborate with each other through technology. That's just the social element of texting and those apps or group texts and just ways of connecting with each other.
Yeah, that goes true with the middle school as well.
This one surprised me, technology skills assessment. Big part of our teachers ranked themselves as beginner and basic in technology skills. We had a few intermediate and advanced. That's probably those technology teachers and those on the technology committee and teams. We do have a few that are Google certified, so that's where that came from. But I was real surprised that the majority of the teachers ranked themselves as beginner and basic.
Yeah, I think a lot of this comes from, too, what some of the things in the questionnaire were very specific programs like spreadsheets. And I know in my classroom I don't use a lot of spreadsheets other than data, so the data collection, so that we use a very simple version of it. So the advanced stuff did never really I felt a lot of times people don't use it in our profession for some of those things. So that's why the advanced was so low. But like Kimberly said, the beginner, I was very surprised at how many people put themselves there.
Student technology access assessment, we see that it's pretty even at school, and at as far as never using their technology. That refers to cell phones are not allowed, but then yet at home they're using it several times, 46%. So they're not using that cell phone at school, they're using it at home.
Yep. I agree with that one. Student technology participation assessment. Again, they don't have desktops at home anymore, unless maybe for gaming, but they're, the big thing is the classroom laptops. That's obviously big for me. The classroom tablets is going to be big for Kimberly, because we don't have tablets in the middle school, but they do.
We use them K through 2. We use the tablets. So
Yep. So I think that's where this survey really, what it shows is what we're using in the different areas.
Yep. The trends that we saw with these surveys was limited technology skills with the teachers. We talked a little bit about that on that slide. We also see technology at home is primarily social, for social use and connecting socially with their peers. Technology at school is typically research or educational.
Yep. Pros and cons, what is going well? Students are given equal opportunity. We feel like that there's no, some students are not allowed to use certain devices or others are, so we feel that that's real equitable. And then the areas that need improvement, like we said, with our surprise on the beginners, on the technology use, that professional development definitely needs to be looked at in our school. And then it says that they're ensuring staff becoming more skillful and enthusiastic about incorporating technology in the classroom.
So our solution would be identifying student and staff skill levels, their needs, what resources are available, and just learning opportunities for staff and students. Developing a technology professional development committee that can provide meaningful training to staff, and then following up, having the trainer come into the classroom and answering those questions. So many times we go through a training and so much information is we're bombarded with all kinds of information. Then we get back to our classroom and can't remember what we're supposed to do. So just providing that follow-up from the trainer to answer those questions and provide support.
I agree. Okay. Thank you.